Hey, my vintage paper lovers. Welcome to Steph's Design Space where the past and present meet in journal form. And today we are going to make a journal. This is going to be my Christmas journal, and I wanted it to be able to lay flat. Not anyway, it doesn't matter. This is what I want. So I am going to share with you the materials that I used and the instructions so you can screenshot, write it down, whatever. I'm going to go over it since I've done so much of the prep work already. I wanted to show you like step by step what I have already done. So I have a book cover and I covered it with fabric and the inside is cardstock. I have scrapbook paper, which is right there. Okay. Book pages of your choice. I just pulled a bunch of book pages that I really like a lot. Some different things, which you'll get to see as we're putting this book together. So I have that, your favorite glue, art glitter glue, scoreboard. You will need a scoreboard. You will need scissors. You'll need a paper trimmer and a bone folder. And I think that is all of the necessary materials that you're going to need. I have some extra things like this, and I'm sure I'll find some other stuff that I like, but this is like the absolute what you need. And swore I was going to stop saying I am recording this completely different. I don't know if it looks different to y'all, sounds different. I hope it is working well. So just bear with me as I'm trying to navigate the differentness. All right, instructions. Old book cover. Mine measured 8.5 by 5.5, and my pages measured 8.25 by 5.25. I just want to get this off, and or less. So you can have smaller pages. I just wouldn't have bigger ones in there. Because I have 32 pages, I also have 32 page hinges, which measure 8.5 by 1. And I scored them at 1/2 inch. You will need 2, what I'm calling cover hinges, because this is what will attach to your cover. There's 2 cover hinges measuring 8.5 by 1.5, and you score them at 3/4. I recommend that you use scrapbook paper, heavier paper than like copy paper, coffee dyed paper, stuff like that, because these are going to need to hold stuff in. So you want something that's going to be stronger. All right, so take a screenshot, or hopefully you've written that down. I will add that again at the end of the video, just in case you missed it or you need to see it again. So let's just get started making this journal. Okay. Just full transparency, I've never made one. So that's why I did a lot of the prep work ahead of time. And I realized that I forgot a step in all of my prepping. So I will do that, and we will just have to, do it really fast. You know how I do, right? When something is just going to be mundane, I'm like, okay, we're going to do this really fast. Let me see. Do I need to zoom in a bit? Just a bit, not too terribly much. Okay, so these are my book hinges. Now, these are all different. They're all Christmas colors. Now, what I failed to do is I want to snip off the end. So I am going to see, I had to change my camera settings, so it's not going to focus when I do that. But right here at the corner, okay, right there at the corner, just a hair, like just a tad. I'm not measuring, I'm just cutting. And you want to cut inwards. So make sure you flip it and cut. Now, I have 32 of these to cut. And we are not going to sit and have me cut all of them on here. So that being said, let me okay, that is done. Now I have a big mess to clean up. And I need to do the other hinges. as well. Just those two. So that's not, I am going to be picking these little bits up forever and a day. But that's all right. Okay. And then I realized, so I did, at first I put two together like this and cut them, but then I realized they're a little off. So I did take two to speed it up a little bit and put them just side by side, not inside each other, but just side by side. And trimmed it like that. And we're going to call it a day. I am moving those over to the side. All right, next thing. Next thing is getting my pages all together. So first thing I want to do is make sure they are all facing the right way. And I think I'm going to kind of separate them out. Do I need to zoom out a bit? Okay, I'm going to do that just because I'm going to separate some pages out a little. So plain versus, what is this called? Good gravy. Words. Words are hard. Oh, that is just a thick piece of music. Okay, I have these two frames. So this one I covered in the same fabric, and then this one I covered in my scrapbook paper. So those go to the side. I thought those would be so fun to put in here. Okay, that is, so anything that has like pictures or writing on it goes in one pile. Anything that is plain, that's Braille paper, but I'm still considering that plain. I'm going to consider that plain. It just has lines. This is wallpaper, and then I just covered the back because all of my wallpaper samples have like writing on it, so I covered it with coffee dyed paper. Yeah, I'm going to put it right there. This actually came from a journal. More wallpaper. Good gravy. This is fun. This is from one of those typewriter books. Do you remember the ones that would stand up and you would learn how to type? That's how I learned how to type. Okay, that has that. I am going to consider this plain because you can just journal all over it. So anything that does not have writing on it, I am going to consider plain. I want to make sure that my pages, look how fun that is. And some of these, like they were wider, but I didn't want to lose that. So it's just going to be, I'm either going to hinge it here. No, I'm going to hinge it here. But I folded those. So super fun. All right. So I have a lot of plain, but again, this is going to be like a memory keeper. So I wanted to make sure. Okay, I am going to hinge on this side. So I want one to go this way. So I need to make sure my hinge side is on the right. And then this one, I'm going to fold the opposite. So one's going to fold in and one's going to fold out. And again, right now, I'm just getting my hinge sides together. Yeah, that way. And that way. How did I miss these? Oh, this is not. All right. That way. That way. That way. Just whatever way makes sense as far as like looking at it. Okay, so these are all hinged on that, properly. So I just want to go through this process with you. Okay, the hinge is on the right. Okay, I want that to be hinged. This doesn't matter. These I definitely want up at the top, you know, the lines. So again, I have a little fold out. So I have the fold out, and then let's do a fold in. Good to go on that. Like that. These don't really matter. Like that on the outside. So that is going to be the way that goes. The braille, there's some like blank space right there, so I'll put the hinge on that. This one, it doesn't matter. And with these, it does not matter. And nor does that. And then that. So these are all good. Now notice they are like different sizes. Widths, no heights. Width is about the same, and if it wasn't, I folded it in. Okay. And this, I'm going to put these in amongst. So the first thing we are going to do is I'm just going to put hinges, and I am not, my hinges are Christmas colors. So they, on the spine, they will look like this. And I am not going to get hung up on same colors together, blah, blah, you know, that kind of thing. At least I don't think I am. So this is how we do it. I'm going to hinge all of the pages, and then, so you have your hinge, okay? So your hinge is folded in half. When you open it up, we're going to say we have a bottom and a top. We are going to put glue on the bottom. Now, I am not a big, you know, protect my desk person, as y'all very well know. However, this is going to be a lot of glue, a lot of gluing, and I don't want it all over the place. So you glue the bottom. It's so weird to be doing a Christmas anything while I'm still wearing Halloween nails. And not that I really do much with Halloween, but you know, I had the black nails that glow in the dark. So I'm like, why not wear them? I don't want to cover that up with the hinge. So now you want it all the way up against your hinge on the bottom. We're only gluing the bottom. We are not gluing the top. Not gluing the top at all. Okay, I had to stop. I was interrupted. Okay, so a couple of things while I'm doing this. If you're using scrapbook paper, I'm using double-sided because it's the one that I created, right? My Christmas quilt is double-sided. If you don't use double-sided, you would glue on the white side. So you have options. You could use washi tape to cover up the white. You could ink it. You could do whatever you want. You could just leave it white. I mean, it's not a big deal. I just wanted to point that out, that using double-sided for my hinges, I definitely wanted to do that because I want the inside of my hinge to have color. So again, we're gluing on the bottom. So I'm going to do a few more. I'm going to set that to the side, right? So I'm going to do a few more. Okay, I'm trying to learn how to not create such a close working space for myself. You know what? Let's go ahead and do the hinges on these so I can get these out of the way, because I feel like I'm just going to keep shuffling them around. I am going to zoom in. There we go. Okay, now hinge. Those are stuck together. All right, this is, now which way do I want it? It really doesn't matter. I'm going to put the hinge here and move that one. Just want to make sure that it is upright. Now, all my hinges are going to be the same, even if this doesn't fill up the hinge, because these are going to go in the book. So it doesn't matter that this is shorter. It is still going to be the same. I'm just going to center it up. So just imagine if you were sewing it in, right? You would center it up so it gets sewn in on all three places, when you do the 3 hole pamphlet stitch. I'm going to put a wee bit more glue than I usually do because this is slightly heavier, the frame. And it is a working picture frame, so I will be able to slide a picture in. Oh, good gravy. Let me make sure that I did it. Okay, I did. Woo! Checking for that opening. I was telling that, and I was like, oh my goodness. That would have not been good. No. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, I need to make sure I pay attention to that one as well. So this is the frame. So you would just slide a picture or a card or whatever you want right through here. And it goes in, and then it's open at the top and the sides. Except I may have to, oh, there it goes. There we go. So yeah, you can, it's a working frame. All right, where is the working frame on this part? I think it's this side. Because I had other plans when I covered these frames, so I painted them. And because I was going to do some tissue paper, and the tissue paper I had was kind of waxy, and I did not like it. So it definitely needs to go this way because of the berries. It would look weird if it would look upside down to me. So I'm not doing that. All right, I'm just going to pick this one and glue. And if you hold it kind of next to, you can kind of see where you need to glue so you don't go too far out. Now I'm trying not to get into the actual score of the hinge because I don't want the glue to seep in there and cause problems with the hinge itself, right? I still need it to fold. We can go a little bit more. Okay, there we go. And that is to the side. So basically all we are doing is taking our pages and gluing them on the bottom part of our hinge. So all 32 of my pages. Now you can have as many pages as you want or don't want. It can be as big as you want it to be. It's still going to lay flat. There we go. Now, the reason I cut the edges is when you put it in, and you'll see if these were not trimmed, they might stick out of the top. So I just thought, I need to trim it. All right, this is getting in my way, and I really should have a bucket to put this in because it's going to get kind of full. So I now have a bucket. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything I need to talk about before I do this really fast in my true sense of doing it really fast forwarding through this. I don't think so. I do have like some housekeeping, so I will talk about it. I am going to be having my last live sale of the year. And the beginning of November. Now I'm trying to solidify the date, and I will have all the things out. I will let you know when my last live sale is. I will have, or I'm hoping to have, items in the live sale that would be great Christmas gifts for your junk journal friends, family, all of that. So that is a goal. And I do have a few Advent boxes left. I am going to do a last call on those November the 1st. So after November the 1st, you will not be able to purchase an Advent box. So if you are wanting one, please do not wait, because I do a lot of, some items are personalized, so it takes time to do those. All of my things are hand curated and handmade. So I have to have time to get it all together, and I have to know exactly how many boxes I am doing. So all that to say, if you want an Advent box, head over to the website and snag you one before I do a last call on them, because I will not be making extras at all. Okay, so I don't think I have anything else pertinent to tell you. If I do, I will try to remember at the end. But right now, I am just going to go through this really fast, and I will be back. Okay. Well, that was time consuming. All right, back to I know it's going to be beautiful, and I'm going to love it when I am done. So plain. I don't know how I want to separate these. Okay, lines, absolutely plain, and some kind of deco. So lines. Because I don't want them, I'm doing it kind of together like I would a signature, so I don't want all the same things right next to each other. Is this deco? Yeah, I'm going to call that deco. Lines. I threw them over there. I'm going to call that plain. I just threw them in the bucket. I was not putting them in any sort of stack. As you can tell, plain. All right. Deco. Almost to the bottom. Okay. These I'm going to intermingle, like, in somehow or another. Deco, and deco. All right. So let's figure out our page order. What do I want my very, very first page to be? Oh, you know what? I'm going to make this my very first page. Okay, so upside down these go. My very first page. And let's do a second page. And do plain music. That and a line. Let me do a better job of keeping these straight. All right. We have lines. Let's do one of these. We go here at the bottom. Okay. That would look good that way. Because I think I just have I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I am good. So let's do that. And I think I did one of these lines. Let's get a different one. Let's do this one. And let's do a braille. And a music. It's kind of ironic. And I just get myself super confused. There we go. We all know how it goes with me. Like that. Let's do this one. These cute ladies. We can do that. I guess I'm going to make this my last page. Do that. I will double check and make sure this is in the way of which I want. Do this one. That and this. Okay, so all right. Well, they're kind of folding into each other, but that's okay. I just need to make sure now where to put these fun critters. At this point, I will do this, and then I'm going to clip them together. Oh, come on. Good gravy. Well, y'all know I show you the whole struggle. I just don't show you the same old mundane. Okay. So there's 32. So let's just go. There's only 30. These are 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm just going to decide to put this one in here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And this is where this one's going to go. And see, that is what like the spine is going to look like. That's going to be so pretty. Okay. Let me get ahead of myself here. I know this seems mundane, and it is. Wait, I'm missing one. There we go. But I want you to see like how I am making sure. Now, this is my very last page. So we are going to start with this one. Nope, you fold that way. Okay, I am going to set this on top so they kind of stay. Now what we do is... Okay, sorry about that. Well, I mean, y'all don't know that I'm gone. Okay, this is the bottom one. So what we do is we take the next one and we take the bottom part of it and we are going to glue it on top of this. So it is going to be, and it is going to have to be super even. Oh, so it's going to be on top of that. Okay, so this, that's closed. This part is gluing on top of that hinge very carefully. And it needs to line up because this is going to be the spine. So I'm going to have to painstakingly make sure that this is even. You know what? I'm going to do this. Or I wonder. Yeah, I'm probably just going to do that. All right, let's just get started. So I'm going to do a couple of them with you, and then we're just going to go really fast. I say that. I'm looking at how long it's taken me. So far, it's taken me an hour just to do what I've done. Now, the video is not going to be that long because I love y'all and I fast forward through the same old, same old. Okay. I'm going to do my very best to line it up, but I think I personally will do better if I can see it like that. Okay, I feel like I didn't put enough glue right there. All right. Next up, I wonder if I can do it like this. So I'm going to try the opposite way, where I'm gluing it on the back. And then setting it on top. I don't know. Okay. So in the book, it is going to glue. Maybe I should go get some like wax paper or something to put down so I am not gluing pages on top of each other. Okay, I'm going to get wax paper. Now y'all kind of see what I've done. I'm going to do like halfway and then maybe I'll come back on and show you. But what I am going to do is I'm going to stop the video because this is going to be the longest video to edit. So I'm going to pause while I do this and then I'll come back. Okay, so I don't even know how many pages I have done, but I will tell you, keeping this even is a challenge. Sorry, I was trying to look at it. So keeping this even, super challenging. But we're going to get it done. We are going to make it happen. All right, so this is where we are so far. Open that up. I have my frame. See, I forgot to put I did get wax paper and put it in between the pages. And it did seem to help. So right now I'm just smushing it down, showing you what we have done so far. And then I will continue on and come back when all of these are glued together. All right, so I have this many more to go. Flip that so I don't forget. All right, so when I have them all glued together, we will be back. Okay, I am back. I have got this done. So let me catch you up. Because I did a lot of stuff off camera because it was just the same old, right? So what I did is I basically split them in half because keep adding taller and taller was making it difficult to line it up. So I did this half and then this half. So all I have to do now is add the two halves together to form a hole. So that's what I'm going to do right now. The wax paper did help keep glue from getting on the pages. So that was helpful. And I was just using art glitter glue. So that is what I'm going to continue to use. I was very generous with my amount of art glitter glue. See how I keep going off the side? So it is very handy. Now remember, this is my first page. So I am lining it up. And then I'm just going to smush it like that. And like this. All right. I feel like that's good. Okay. So we can take this out. See, the glue got on there, and that's okay. It didn't stay. Come on. No. All right. I think because it's so heavy, we are going to use Glinda for this one right here. All right, Glinda, because I'm going to use her for the cover and those. So I'm going to use Glinda for that. Let me put this back. Now, the only thing about using Glinda, and this may actually make me change my mind about using Glinda, is because there's no give. Like once I stick it down with Glinda, that is it. And if I don't stick it down just right, that's going to be a problem. So Glinda is a no. I'm glad I thought about that. So I have to grab the only wet glue that I like for very heavy duty things. And I'll show you what it is. And let me get out my tool that I use. So this I got at Hobby Lobby for $3.99. It is super tight Fusion Tack adhesive. It's industrial fabric glue, dries clear and permanent. And it bonds fabric, glass, leather, plastic, wood, and more. I will say this, it works really great. It does have a slight odor to it. Not as bad as fabric tack, and it doesn't ooze all over the place. And for $3.99, I'm okay. I use it sparingly when I use it. Now, it is what I used to put the cover on, the fabric on the cover. And it's what I'm going to use now. And a little bit does go a long way. And I recently learned I can absolutely make a mess. I recently learned that my little silicone spatulas are perfect for spreading the glues. So not only is it perfect for smushing out the glue with Glinda, and I did get a baby wipe to put over here, but it's perfect for these glues, and it just wipes off, right? Because it's silicone, so it doesn't stick. All right, but I can't talk and line this up. So I think me squishing it earlier is what made it slide. And yep, it's sliding because I'm squishing. And okay, I am going to be okay with that. I'm just going to leave it for the moment. Okay, so we're going to put this to the side, let that dry. All right, this is my front and back covers. And I'm going to do the same thing with these. So we are going to line this up on the spine. And I want to make sure that what is on the inside, not that it matters, because I know I'm going to cover this up. I'm going to make something, but I'm going to flip it like this. So it's just the red and the gold on that part. So if I don't cover it or whatever, then it's more solid than this on top of an already patterned paper. Okay, since I already have some on here, now we want it the spine to be on the outside, which means I want to glue this part. And I already have glue on my spatula, or whatever this is called, my little silicone thing. So I'm just going to use what I already have. Okay. You know what? I am ill prepared. Is anybody shocked? Because I am not. Let me get this wax paper. I am not one to just squeeze glue all over the place. That gets on my last nerve. So I'm just spreading it with my little silicone thing. All right. And then it's going to just lay on the baby wipe. I love, love, love that it makes cleanup so easy. I don't have to worry about getting up and, washing it out or ruining paint brushes or anything like that because I forget to go rinse them out. All right, that is on the edge. Now I have this little ruler that I have been using to smush. So smush, smush. Now I'm going to let that dry. So I'm going to set that to the side. Okay, let me make sure this is the proper way and that there's no glue on here. Yeah, that's the way I want it. So it's going to be like that, which means the glue goes on this side. So a little bit goes a long way. Okay, so some of the things that I learned while doing this is not a one and done. This is not I'm doing it in one video, but there was a lot of things that I'm cutting out. It's the same stuff. I'm not cutting out anything that you haven't seen me do. But don't let the length of this video fool you. This takes hours. It takes a lot of prep work because you have to cut all the things. You have to measure and cut and fold and score and do all of that. So that is time consuming. Plus gluing each one of these things. I need it to the edge. Gluing each one of these to the pieces of paper and to the cover. In other words, it's not a quick project. So just keep that in mind if it's a project that you want to do. I highly recommend it because I know it's going to be amazing. I just want to be realistic with you and let you know that it's going to take time. Sorry, I'm just making sure. And somehow, oh no, I did do it right. I was like, and somehow I think I have totally screwed this up. Now, is mine going to be 100% perfectly even? Apparently not. But you know what? It's not about perfection for me. I'm just not. All right. So this is now what we have to do. We have to glue this onto the top of this. And I can see where the edge is. So that is how we are going to do that. Okay. I'll flip that. I'm leaving my bracelet on, one, because I just love my bracelet. And I hate that I have to take it off because of the glass mat. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. And if it's annoying, please let me know. I really do want your feedback, because I don't like watching or listening to videos that annoy me, and I don't want to be one to annoy others. Now, if most people say, oh no, it's fine, great. You know, I'm not going to let the one person dictate what I do. But if many of y'all are like, it's a little much, it's a little distracting, then I will consider not wearing it when I film. Okay, so that is on there. Okay. Now we have to do the same thing. So add glue here and then stick it on top. And then I am going to get a giant book. Let me get my giant book now to kind of weigh it down. Oh, I have the perfect giant book. It's this one. It's humongous. The Century Dictionary, and not encyclopedia, but just cyclopedia. Very weird. Anyway, this is the heavy book that will sit on top. Okay. And what do I do with the wax paper? Where is it? Oh, good gravy. Oh, there it is. Okay. I do not trust my my gluing abilities. Now, I will say I am probably going to create some kind of pockets or something. Yeah, see, that is ridiculous amount of glue right there. That's on me, though. I am going to create something to go on the inside covers. I just don't know what yet. Okay, I don't want that to stick. And I don't want to have to go get another piece of wax paper. So okay. I know it's all kinds of twisty, but my brain works. My brain works twisty. I don't know what else to say about that. But you know what? I think it'd be better if I did it like this. Because then I can see. Oh. Learn from my mistakes, everybody. All right. It is glued. And the good thing about that glue is it does dry clear. Okay, that. Okay, I am going to let this sit with the book on it for a bit, and then I will come back and do a flip through so you can see what it looks like, and then I will determine or talk about my future decorations and things that might be going in there. So, but see, this is what I'm talking about with the silicone. Look, all that glue, I just wiped it off. I no washing, no getting up, no anything, and it's just good as new. So if you have these, you can use them also to paint. Although I'm not sure exactly how well that would work without leaving streaks, but The silicone little spatulas, perfect for smearing out glue. And now it's back in the thing, and anything I have on my hands wipes right off with the baby wipe, and we are good to go. So let me let this dry for a bit, and then we will be back with the flip through. Okay, are we ready to see the grand reveal? Da, 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 da. All right, take that off. And let's see. I'm going to open kind of slow. So that's not bad. A little bit of glue right there. Not a big deal. I'm going to open. And what I am going to do is just kind of make my creases. So, it's easier to open. But see how it lays flat. Whereas other journals, and for the life of me, I don't have one close by to compare it to, but I can grab one. I'm just grabbing the first one. So we have a comparison. Okay, so this is the 3 pamphlet stitch, the regular sew in journal. So you can see how this lays flat versus, let me move this one out of the way, versus this, right? It doesn't lay flat. So that is the difference. So this one opens flat. And we'll look at the spine here in a minute, but I do want to just go through. I should get a bone folder, but whatever. This ruler is working perfectly fine. Why change it if it's working? Uh-oh. Here we go. And then this is going to open up. Now that may end up being a pocket or something. I don't know. Right now I'm just leaving it because this was not the decorating part. This was just getting the journal put together. And then this is my frame. Look how well that does. And even with the added bulk, it's still laying flat instead of like humped. So do that. Let me speed it up. But also, too, this is a great way for you to really get a good look at all of the papers that are in here. So I did a mixture of plain and lined words. No. Oh, this is the one that I put 2 together. Okay, now that is how that needs to separate. I will probably get some washi tape or something, ribbon, lace, whatever, and cover that up. And this will get covered up with something. So it's not all is lost. But it is important to pay attention to the gluing, I am learning. And there we have it. And that is what the spine looks like. Now, it is not perfectly straight. There are some that go out a little more than others. And it's not perfectly straight there. But unless I point that out to you and just, hold it there so you can stare at it, you don't notice. It looks amazing. I love the Christmas colors that are on the spine. I love how easy that it just opens up now that I've gone through and, kind of burnished it some more. Look at that. I love this journal. If it didn't take so much time, I would say this might be my favorite way to make a journal. But man, that is time consuming. But we'll see. Anyway, I will see with this flap right here, I'm trying to decide like if I glued that down, I don't think that would hamper the opening and closing. So I'm thinking I'm going to make something to go here, like a pocket or a tuck or a something to kind of put these together, because I don't want to glue this on here. I think that would take away from it. So I think I'm going to have to glue something here, and then it will still open up like I want it to. So anyway, I'm going to play around with that, and I may or may not come back and decorate this on video. I haven't decided yet, because I am doing a collab that will be taking up some of my video time in November. So we'll see what I'm going to do with this, but let me know what you think in the comments about this journal. And yeah, do all the things. I love you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Let me know, for real though, video quality, sound, all of that, because I did do it different. And in case you didn't get this in the beginning, here it is now. The flat lay hinge journal, the materials I use, the instructions. Just take a quick screenshot of that. And follow me in all the places. Leave me comments. Give me all of your honest opinions. And until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye.